She's going to reach a point where no matter what you say, her 16-year-old eyes have seen more than you'll ever know. And she's going to tell you she has the world figured out. Hello, I'm Varno Harris. I've been a father for approximately 30 years. 5 children. It has its ups, it has its downs. I wouldn't trade in for the world. Ask a Black Dad was started so that when you have a question, that no one particular voice dominates that mainstream or that conversation. Access to different fathers in the way that they believe that their children should be brought up. Maybe another tool that you can place in your toolbox that can help you along the way. Today, I'll be taking questions from 3 young fathers and giving them some advice from an old father like myself. And like they say in Fat Albert, if you're not careful, you might just learn something before this is all over with.
Hey, what's up? My name is Kier. I've been a father for 2.5 years now. My daughter Emery will be 3 soon. She's a superstar. She don't even know it, man. You know, out of this conversation, I really hope to get an idea of how a man who was once my age and in my predicament kind of navigated through that difficult situation, and he came out in one piece. Because I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
I'm Iffy, and I'm the father of Naomi, a 4-year-old. I have a dad, and he's, side coaching me already, but it's always good for me, I believe, to get some advice and information for someone who really doesn't know you, who doesn't have all this bias that's coming from you.
All right, getting ready for this call with Mr. Harris. I'm excited, man, because I got so many questions. I'm a father of a 9-year-old. Y'all know Lynn. We did a couple videos together, but hey, man, she's about to be a preteen, so I know it's about to get real. So I'm really looking forward to talking to him, seeing what insights he can give me.
So you have kids that are like all different ages. Infancy, toddlerhood, adolescence, teenage years, adulthood. Like, which stage was your favorite? Like, why did you love that stage?
Adolescence. I think that's the time that I love the most, because now you're letting them go. They're going to school now. They're just starting school, and their world is starting to open up a little more. And they're telling you their friends they're meeting, and now they're, you gotta let them go sleep over somebody's house now.
Oh, you killing me. You say something that's good, and then you just let me get back down.
That's the best part. And I think that's my favorite part, is because now I'm 50, I'll be 55 in August. And when I dream now, and my kids are my dreams, they're that age. They're 7, 8, 9.
I thought about that before. If they're like frozen in time in your dream.
Yeah, they are. They're actually there. They're in that state is what they're in, and I think that's because that's the state that I really thought was the most amazing.
So what you're basically saying is my best days are yet to come.
Me and my daughter's mom, we're not together at the moment, so I'm thinking about, like, I'm getting older now, starting that kind of traditional family where my new person will be in the house and I'll have 5 kids running around or something like that. With you having a household full of kids, because it's 7 of y'all total? Like, y'all could do like a pickup basketball game. Like, y'all got subs and everything. So,
2 relief guys.
Yeah. So just, how did you kind of handle a household full?
My oldest son is from my first marriage when I was in the Marine Corps. Then I got married again. And when me and my wife start having my first daughter, the first thing we did was, when my son came into the house, sometimes some people in your family, cousins and all that, oh, that's your step. I said, no, he's not a step brother. He's your brother. Don't put nothing between you and your brother. And from there, about how do we keep the household together without losing your head and your mind? Everybody has responsibilities. Everybody has a chore, and everybody has to see love. They have to see discipline. They have to see that they are expected to read books, but they expect to see you read a book, and give yourself some time. Every now and then, have grandma watch them, auntie watch them, but make sure grandma's a good grandma and auntie's a good auntie. You know what I'm saying? Don't send your children, don't send your gems to houses that are gonna ruin them.
So I was wondering, what was a moment in your daughter's youth that you wish you cherished more? Something that you think that, you're like, watch out for that, because this is going to be, that moment.
For my oldest daughter, I would say when we first put her in T-ball, and I was one of the coaches, and I watched her, she's 4 or 5, something like that. and her and the kids were sitting in the ground picking daisies and throwing dirt on each other's hair. And I'm like, no, you got to stay here. You got, and you just let. What we did was, and I didn't know it till later on. What we did as parents was we got in the middle of just kids being kids. They were at a place where they were there to play, and they were playing how kids play. But we were going to tell them, no, you're going to play this way. This is how you're going to play. If I would have just relaxed and not been so, every time she got back on the dirt, I'd pick her back up, and and I shouldn't have did that. So if I could go back, those are things I would cherish more if I had a chance to.
The whole dating thing, like, I'm crazy. At least I think I'm crazy, because in my head I'm like, no, nobody is good enough for my daughter. Nobody's gonna date my kid. We all just gonna be in this house forever, one big happy family, right? I know that's not realistic, but let me cook. In terms of dating, like, how do you set realistic expectations, like, for yourself?
She's gonna grow into a beautiful young woman, and on her way getting there, she's gonna be a beautiful girl, and guys are gonna be attracted to her. What me and my wife did was we made a plan. Okay, what do we think is the appropriate age for her to interact as far as, talking to boys, when that level comes. When our daughters were old enough to when mature enough, we had conversations with them. We didn't just allow the school to have the birds and the bees conversation with them. Right. And we didn't wait for somebody in the street or their friends to tell them the birds and the bees. Because you wait for little Paul to tell them the birds and the bees, you don't know exactly what he's telling them and why he's telling them exactly, Right. And then the way she watches you interact with mom, that's going to be key. She's going to see how a man's supposed to act. A child should see mom and dad disagree. A child needs to see an argument just like they need to see love. They need to know how to argue. Because if they don't know how to argue, when I say argue, that means constructively disagree and be able to disagree and go to the fact that, okay, let's go to bed. We ain't getting over this one, but we're going to bed. We still together. If she can't see that or he can't see that, what happens is somebody's going to show them how to argue. They go, oh, this is how we're supposed to do it. Mm-hmm. I saw it on TV. Somebody said that this is how, especially blacks, this is how we're supposed to do this. That's not how it happens. So they need to see us be loving. They need to see us, the whole thing.
I'm seeing a lot of constant just attack, especially on like the black man. So a little bit about me, I'm originally from New Jersey. So I'm kind of moving to LA, chasing the dream. I'm raising a daughter. And then it's like I also have to leave my house and deal with just America on their bullshit again, for lack of a better term. And it's kind of frustrating sometimes when I see that I had to fight all these individual battles. So a lot of times it gets overwhelming. So when I think of 5 kids and coming home, I'm like, I would love that if I lived in a sitcom, but with the America that I know, I don't even know if I want that. You know what I mean? And I kind of started getting into my head about it.
Remember this: you're not going to change the fact you're black. Mm-hmm. We're trying to change the fact of how America sees us, but you're not going to change the fact you're black. You're not going to change the fact you have black kids. And we are unapologetic that they're going to be beautiful and they're going to be rock stars and they're going to show up and they're going to show out because we're going to put the work in. But we also have to remember that we have to give them hope, because right now a child is watching what's happening on TV. See, my children are a little older, but still I have to give them hope. Mm-hmm. I have to tell them, I remember where I started from. I remember the incidents that happened to me. And I remember to not take all that with me. The scars, my ancestor carried the scars for me, just told me, remember that I took this scar for you. Because the minute we let somebody defeat us, it's over. This is just the way it's going to always be. Then we lost.
You said you grew up with your dad, right?
My dad was in the household. He wasn't married to my mom, but he was in the house.
Right. And I always try to separate it, like, when you got your father in the house and he's active, father in the house, but he's not active at all, which I recently learned is almost as bad, if not worse in some cases, than not having a father at all. And then you have not having a dad at all. So you got these men that come from these 3 different family structures. Like, for the guys who either had a kind of not there dad or no dad at all, like, what advice would you give them, like, just to keep their head on straight? You know what I'm saying? Trying to persevere through learning how to be a dad, learning how to be a man, learning how to be a partner. Like, what advice would you give them, like a quick and dirty?
All right, quick and dirty, here you go. Number 1, don't lie to yourself and be truthful. Man. That means that if you had a dad in the house and you got to know the difference. I had a dad, Okay, what was dad in the house doing? What did he do? Like, I was diagnosed with adult alcoholic. There was trauma in the house. You understand? But to get past that, you have to admit there was trauma in the house. That you have to admit that changed some of the way you thought. So before you can even do that, you got to understand that maybe there's a sickness. If you don't have a father in the house, it's something, your father not being there caused you to have some kind of sickness. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a kid. If you look around and you got a kid and you on YouTube, you on the Xbox, you on the PlayStation, and your kid is miles away and you ain't seen that kid in 6 months, you got a problem. Yeah. But if you don't admit you got a problem, you can't fix it. Number 2, you have to find some way to love yourself. Because I don't care who you are, if you don't love you, you're not going to love that child the way that child needs to be loved. And you definitely ain't going to love no woman or no man the way they want to be loved. Yeah. You can't if you don't love yourself. Then number 3, you have to break that cycle. If you find yourself in a cycle where you're doing the same things that granddad did, the same things that daddy did, you're sitting there and you're doing it, and you know it's wrong. Yeah. You have to stop. So that's what I'm saying. You have to learn to fix yourself. And sometimes fixing yourself means don't be looking for somebody to love. Because you got to fix this. It's broken, it's hurt. You have to find a way. If it means opening a Bible, a Quran, a Torah, just looking up at the stars, doing something, you have to fix that inside yourself. You got to know the difference, and you have to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Be truthful. Sometimes the truth hurts. Truth is ugly.
And the truth always hurts. The truth, you know what hurts? The truth and growth.
What's something that you think that I should know as a father?
That's a good question. What you should know, you'll be fathering your child, your daughter, for the rest of your life. That means that when she gets 50, you're going to be daddy. But you also have to understand that as she's young now, she's going to grow into who she's going to be. Enjoy the moment. Every moment you have with a child, enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, one day you're going to sit back and you say, I remember when, and it's going to be those moments that you cherish. Another thing you have to do is you have to remember that you are raising, no matter what, Black children. And being a Black male, you have to understand that there's strikes already going to be thrown at her. Yeah. And she has to know that, and you have to be there to protect her. Protect her is meaning make sure she has this. Make sure she has this. You know, because anybody can run around and throw hands. But who has this to think and this? You're doing good, young man. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Give your daughter a hug and a kiss for me.
All right, will do. Thank you so much, sir.
No, thank you for asking.
I'll be real, Mr. Harris, man. You gave me some gems today, man. I'm taking notes over here. Like I feel a lot better.
Man, I want to know. You got all of this like wisdom, and you got like this real like calm aura about you. Like the young folk, we say unbothered. Like you look like you don't trip off too much. I'm just trying to get to where you at, like that place you at. Like enjoy that. Like us young dudes are working to be right there. Like.
You're going to get there. You're going to get there, trust me. This has been a very heartwarming and joyful experience to see the future. I think it's beautiful. I think this is the start of tearing down some of the stereotypes, and I hope nothing but the best for all of them. If you enjoyed watching the conversations I have with these young fathers, and you want to learn a little bit more about me, please visit my channel, Ask the Black Dad. Everybody's welcome, you know, and don't let the word black scare you, because Ask a Father and Ask a Dad was taken. And to all you fathers out there, and all you expecting fathers, from Ask a Black Dad, happy Father's Day.